And I'm back with Escaping Betelgeuse. Really hard word to say. Basically, there's 18 holes. All of them are possible in one. And your aim is to find them. And so that's what I did. Now, I didn't do a run per se. I just sort of went through it. But actually, quite a lot of the holes are fairly simple. So if you wanted to try and get an 18 on the map, that's actually some difficulty. I recommend you go for this. First few shots are always going to be pretty simple. But already they're quite diverse. It's not just the straightforward one. You've got the classic one. This reminds me of Tower Unite, where you have to go in the gap. It's a lot more simple, to be fair. As long as you bounce off that back wall, you should be fine. But I really enjoyed it. Now this one's quite interesting. Normally what you do is you hit that bar and you bounce off the black wall and then go into the hole, but I just finessed it straight in. And then that hole's a bit weird, but there's like 2 spawns on it, but it tends to be pretty consistent. Like either spawn you get, you'll be fine with. As we fly up to the hole, which is quite nice. I quite like that concept. I think it's quite interesting. Obviously it's straightforward, but if you could add some more depth into it, it'll be an interesting hole, unlike this one, which is literally horrible. In fact, you'll see here, I go too far to the left, and I think, oh, I'm messing up, because every other time I do that, I mess up, except for this time. Apparently it just wants to work this time. I don't get it. I don't like that hole. Tried to shortcut it, and it just didn't. And then you got a classic one. This is obviously reminiscing of Worms. Pretty straightforward. I actually messed up the first time because I wasn't actually paying attention to where the flag was. Then you've got the space. Is it still called space? I think it is. Those black holes are actually fairly consistent. Obviously, there's a lot of leeway on that, so you're not going to have any trouble. And so you should be able to get that consistent. This one's easy. And overall, it was actually quite a fun, interesting map. This one's a bit tedious, as you have to go into the red, and I was trying to find a consistent shot, but I just sort of gave up. And here's my favorite. Really easy shot. You can skip the target, and then you can basically just look around the map as you're flying. And then you think, oh, I've missed. No, you're safe. I really enjoyed hunting this map. It's quite simple, but at the same time, no holes feel the same, or at least very few of the holes feel the same. And I would say that there's a lack of risk. So for example, this one, there's too much leeway. There's 3 big like circular versions of this. One obviously gets you in. I think they're meant to all get you in, but I had a bit of trouble with the others. But I feel like there needs to be more risk. Like, hey, if you want to go for the shortcut, bear in mind you're going to miss it. And I think that's probably the only problem I found with this map, is that there was a bit too safe. And also I could do skips like that where it was fairly straightforward. I'm not going to go for the bucket. I'm not going to try and wait up there. I'm just going to go straight for it. And I think if this map was made a tiny bit more like risky, it would be a lot more popular. But yeah, that's it. This is our Hole 18. Fantastic map. This is cool. There's multiple different ways of going to it, including bouncing off this beetle and like getting the explosive barrel. But there's an easy way. Full power here. You hit a target, and then you do this sort of cool drop down effect. But yeah, overall, great map. I think you guys would be interested in hunting it. I think 18 is definitely possible, as you can see. I mean, look at this. It's so cool. But yeah, that's it. Try and get it. Try and get an 18. I think it can be done. I think 22, 23 is definitely consistent. Overall, great map. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you later.